says, thank you, sir, I'll be available for you. Chat 2, Sergeant Nkosi is responding to that earlier message, which is, let me know if Ubaba is happy, and he says, yes, he's happy. And then the process continues. If one goes to page 121, chat number 7, the foot of the page. Hi, Fani, I hope you're well. We need the company name for the contract with Invisys, and Invisys, again, was the Czech company that makes this equipment. And the email address we need to send the contract to, this will come directly from the Czech company. Over the page, this way Ubaba is protected if anyone tries to go behind his back. Hello, Fani, hope all is well. I'm still waiting on the info for Ubaba's company and email details. Sergeant Nkosi responds sharp, I'm sending. Hello, Fani, hope you're well. Are we still on track? And this is now the 7th of March, and Sergeant Nkosi says, yes, tomorrow morning the king is having a final meeting with the old man. And that presumably would be the King of Eswatini. And Sergeant Mr. Jacob says, okay, great, thanks.
Maybe for the record, if we could relate this message, the king is meeting with the old man, to we are on our way to Swaziland. How do they relate in terms of dates?
Well, it wasn't we're on our way to Swaziland, it was we're on our way to the kingdom. That was the 11th of February. This is now the 7th of March. So the visit may not have been the same visit. While this was going on the 27th of February, so the request for company details, if we go back to 99, we see at chat number 3 on page 99 that Sergeant Nkosi has sent a screenshot to Mr. Msibi of Mr. Jacobs's request for company details. There is then a lengthy process that runs, it's concentrated in March, but then it starts dribbling out all the way through the rest of 2023. Starting at the top of 123 on the 14th of March, hi Fani, my friend, hope you're well. Do you have any updates? And the response of Sergeant Nkosi is, old man is coming back tomorrow morning from Swaziland. I'm sure we're going to move forward from tomorrow. We'll call you when I'm with him. The next day, at 5 p.m., Mr. Jacob sends Sergeant Nkosi a link, which is no longer active, but reading the link and the message that follows, it is an automated Adobe document which will generate the contract that Invisys once signed. So it is a link to an Invisys site or an Invisys directory at Adobe, and it's a document that needs an e-signature. Below, Mr. Jacobs explains, hi Fani, can your lawyer please fill out this form, then we will generate the exclusive contract for Swaziland. 2 days later, hello Fani, hope you're well. Did you share the link with Ubaba's lawyer? No response. 20th March, hi Fani, any updates? Still no response. 21st of March, hi Fani, please advise if your guys had filled in the info for the link I sent. Without this, we can't send you the contract, and I don't want it to seem as if we're holding up the process. 22nd of March, hi Fani, hope everything's okay, please advise. Finally, there's a response from Sergeant Nkosi, got it sorted. Mr. Jacob says, thanks, once they fill it in, they will get the contract. 24th of March, hi Fani, was the link completed? We haven't received any confirmation that the link has been filled in. 12th of April. Hi, Fani, I hope you're well. I was supposed to come to Joburg this week, but I'll have to postpone to next week. Please advise Ubaba. And Sergeant Corsi says, okay. A few days later, hi, Fani, I hope you're well. Just a note from our side. It seems that Ubaba's lawyer has not completed the link as it is, and it's now becoming embarrassing as the international company will not take us seriously. Please advise how we resolve the matter. Hello, Fani, hope you're well. Is the deal for Swaziland still happening? What then happens is that Sergeant Nkosi sends a contact card. All of this is now the 23rd of May, for Mr. Jacobs to contact Mr. Msibi directly. Nothing then happens between the 8th of May and the 23rd of May and the 18th of August. Mr. Jacobs is still trying on the 18th of August. Hello, Fani, hope you're well. Did you forget about me? And he says, and Sergeant Nkosi responds, lol, no, I was speaking to Zweli yesterday. They spoke to the old man as well. We're hoping next month we would be winning. That's good news. Our team is ready. On and on it goes. Top of 126, hi Fani, hope you're well. Please call me urgently, and our people are being contacted by Swaziland, and we need to move quickly or we will lose this deal. Now, it seems that the deal was lost because if one goes to page 112, one sees that on the 17th of October, Sergeant Nkosi forwards to Mr. Msibi a message that seems to come from a partner of Sean. My brother, I'm really disappointed. It's 111, sorry, 111, chat 4. Foot of 111, but not 112, sorry. My brother, I'm really disappointed about how things worked out on the Kingdom deal. 1 minute things are coming together, the next minute all of you are quiet. Shane, I think that should be Sean, or maybe Sergeant Nkosi has the name wrong and it's Shane, not Sean, tries to call you, but he never gets hold of you. I also tried to get hold of you, but you never come back to me. You know, there's so much more work we wanted to do with you. We have many solutions that are in demand by governments, but we want to do this deal first before we can introduce other solutions. I take it this deal is off now. And that's the last that we see of that deal. But what we do see is that in parallel with this process, Mr. Msibi, Mr. Motsumi, and Mr. Molefi are exploring other options. And that story starts on page 196.
Before we get to the news story, what are we to make of Sergeant Nkosi signing documents on behalf of SAPS and purporting to represent SAPS in future agreements with either it's an international organization or international suppliers? What inference are we to draw?
Well, I think the inference is that that's an out-and-out fraud, but it's a fraud to which everyone involved in that project is party. Everyone involved in that project with knowledge of Sergeant Nkosi's letter was also involved. But the only people that we can identify in that regard are Mr. Msibi, who's no longer alive, and Shane or Sean. We don't know who else was aware of this. We don't even know whether the Czech company were aware of who they were dealing with.
Because my concern, we're talking about a grabber here. We don't know what else. I mean, you can see one conduct where he's signing and putting a stamp and force number to allow an international organization to come and make a demonstration to private individuals in South Africa. What if it was weapons and other things that are not authorized by SAPS?
We don't know, but it is a very legitimate question, Commissioner. I mean, we did see the exchanges with the man whom he saved as Deputy President Didi Mabuza, who Mr. Mashile, I think, who seemed to have been suggesting an arms deal. We don't know where it ended.
And what does it say about the use of stamps at SAPS? I mean, if any captain or constable can just...
But I think every captain must have a stamp, just because they have to use the stamp in their official duty. So, for instance, you go into your local police station to get an oath commissioned, the captain uses his stamp to commission your oath. It's how the stamp is used, and of course, a South African looking at that document would think, no, this doesn't on its face come with, this on its face doesn't confer the authority of the SAPS to deal with a grabber. But someone in the Czech Republic wouldn't have the faintest idea whether this was, how South Africans issue authority at the highest levels of SAPS or not. So the risk is particularly heightened in relation to transactions with foreign countries or with foreign entities.
Thank you.
Mr. Chaskalson, this conduct by Sergeant Nkosi that you're discussing with Commissioner Khumalo, specifically the letter and the stamping on the face of it, is obviously prosecutable. That's why you refer to it as fraudulent conduct. Have we had the opportunity to investigate or find out who is this Sean Jacobs that he's speaking to? Because if it's a South African national, then they sit in exactly the same position as Sergeant Nkosi, criminal offense. Have we had the opportunity to investigate that?
We haven't yet traced Sean Jacobs. I must confess, we haven't made a huge effort to trace Sean or Shane Jacobs. There are no obvious details relating to him